All right, so here goes. What happens is that when you come to the end of the night of reading, you get tired and you think you should do something different. So tonight I wanted to kind of share with you. I guess this is also part of the challenge of the quarantine of COVID-19 and sort of having to stay in your house, and so then you don't have a choice. You have to do something different. So tonight I wanted to share with you a bit about, some favorite of mine, and that's the famous Guyanese poet Martin Carter. So for those of you who might be unfamiliar, Martin Carter was born in 1927, and he received his secondary school education at Queen's College in Guyana. And during his early 20s, he joined the sort of turbulent political movement for national independence in Guyana. And he quickly became a leading spokesperson for the more radical forces of the movement. This prominence kind of inevitably led to his arrest and imprisonment by the British colonial authorities in 1953. At the time of his detention, Carter had already launched his career as a poet, and he had contributed works to A.J. Seymour's literary magazine, Kike Overall, and to the Seymour Miniature Poet series of poetry pamphlets, Hills of Fire, Glow Red. But it was during his imprisonment that he composed his most important collection, Poems of the Resistance, these poems were eventually published in London in 1954. After his release from prison, Carter remained active in the independence movement, and in 1965 he was a member of the Guyana's delegation to at that point Guyana was a colony, so he was a member of the colony's delegation to the Guyana Constitutional Conference in London, which was, in a sense, the final hurdle before the formal achievement of nationhood. Thereafter, he served for 2 years as 1966 and 67 as a member of Guyana's delegation to the United Nations. He also served as the Minister of Information and Culture, and he finally left the government in 1971. Throughout this entire period, he maintained the dual roles of poet and activist. In a sense, a very appropriate choice, and one whose most important writings have passionately advocated involvement and commitment. Consequently, kind of the years of his political activity and government service also saw the appearance of, really the first half of his published output, followed by works ranging Poems of Shape and Motion and Poems of Affinity, which was, I think, was 1978 to 1980. A personal favorite of mine, and this is where I wanted to share with you this evening, really a personal favorite of mine, is one of the Poems of Resistance. And this was Letter 1 by Martin Carter. Remember, this is written, he is a kind of freedom fighter, and he's been arrested by the British, and so he's trying to articulate his feelings about, what would be, he's trying to articulate his feelings about his arrest and immobilization by the British in this fight for independence. And so here it goes. Letter 1. by Martin Carter. This is what they do to me. They put me in prison. They hide me away. They cut off the sun, cut off the world, darken the land, blacken the flower, stifle my breath and hope that I die. But I laugh at them. I laugh because I know they cannot kill me, nor kill my thoughts, nor murder what I write. I am a man living among my people, as proud as the tree the axeman cannot tumble. And so if my people live, I too must live. And they will live. I tell you, they will live. With these, I laugh at them. I do not know what thoughts pass through their minds. Perhaps they do not think at all. Tigers don't think, nor toads, nor rooting swine. But only man. You just listen and you will know. In Kenya today, they drink the blood of black women. In Malaya, the heroes hunted and shot like a dog. Here they watch us and lick their tongues like beasts who crouch to prey upon some little child. But I tell you, like a tide from the heart of things, inexorably and inevitably a day will come. If I do not live to see that day, my son will see. If he does not live to see that day, his son will see. And it will come circling the world like fire. And when it comes, I'll come alive again and laugh again and walk out of this prison. Yeah, it's a very beautiful poem, and you begin to understand the power of someone like Carter. And also, I think, my hope is that today, young men and women who are Guyanese will once again, read Martin Carter and understand that many of the challenges that Guyanese face today have been challenges that they faced in the past. And it requires a certain kind of really serious and sober thinking about how we escape some of the traps that history has laid for us. So there you are. Have a wonderful evening, folks. Today is Monday, March 23rd, I think it is, and we're somewhere into this COVID lockdown. I'm not sure what happens next. But Martin Carter is timeless, and that much you can be appreciative of.